Tonight, we'll cover the terrorist attacks in Belgium.
And also, find out what your favorite coffee chain is doing to give back.
I'll cover the Cyclones' journey to Chicago this Friday, where they'll play it again in the Sweet 16.
This is Newswatch 18. Newswatch 18 starts now.
Hello and welcome to Newswatch. My name is Danielle Carpenter.
And I'm Eliza Kjar. Thank you for joining us.
ISIS is claiming responsibility for the attacks that took place earlier today in Belgium. Brussels airport went into lockdown after explosions took place that have left at least 31 dead. Belgium's federal prosecutor states that one of the 3 bombs that contained nails didn't go off, but all 3 were terrorist attacks. Also that one of the 2 explosions was most likely from a suicide bomber. Following the blast, officials immediately shut down all public transportation in the Belgium capital.
Recently in Chicago, Donald Trump was scheduled for an appearance within the city. However, shortly after he arrived, he postponed his appearance due to the amount of protesters present. With fights breaking out on the streets and in the arena, law enforcement decided the amount of violence that was happening was not safe for the tens of thousands of people that were gathered. Trump supporters were yelling, "We want Trump," as protesters shouted, "We stumped Trump."
All of you iPhone lovers can get excited because Apple just introduced their newest one. This new iPhone, called the iPhone SE, is being called the most powerful 4-inch phone ever. The SE will not only be smaller, but 50% faster than the 5S. The 16-gigabyte model will go for $399 and will sell to more than 100 countries by the end of May.
The world-famous coffee chain Starbucks wants to begin to donate its leftover food to the hungry. It plans to donate 100% of its leftover food to Feeding America, which runs a national network of food banks all around the United States. Starbucks' goal is to donate 5 million meals by the end of 2016.
A recent study uncovered older Americans take more medications than ever before. Polypharmacy is the practice of using multiple medications at once. The study showed older Americans are taking 5 medications or more every day. Pharmacists and health representatives alike are concerned about the new statistic. They say it can only get worse from here, especially with different health care plans going into effect lately.
President Obama is not the only one making strides in relations with Cuba. Carnival Cruise Line recently released they will begin sailing to Cuba in May. Carnival said they will be operating cruises between Miami and Cuba. Itineraries will include the arts and education in Cuba. Cruise goers will participate in Cuban food, culture, and entertainment. Cuban authorities have approved the travel plans. This will be the first time in 50 years Carnival has been allowed to sail from America to Cuba, making the first cruise a historic one.
A bone found in Ireland may be altering history books everywhere. The bare bone was found on the coast of Ireland in 1903. At the time, radiocarbon dating technology was not present. Historians' estimation of the bone was recently proven wrong. The bone was recently retested for dating. The results indicated that the cuts on the bone were man-made from nearly 12,500 years ago. This means that human life was present in Ireland long before originally thought. Archaeologists and historians alike are very excited about the discovery, as new eras in history could be uncovered.
Stay tuned for more news after the break. You're watching Newswatch. According to the Alliance for Iowa State University has officially reached an all-time high enrollment of more than 36,000 students. Iowa State's enrollment has increased 40% since 2005. According to an email sent out to Iowa State students, Iowa State is requesting a 4.5 increase in recurring funds to improve different areas of the university to achieve student success. These new state dollars will be used to increase tutoring, academic advising, and strengthen the student-faculty ratio. These are only a few examples of ways the money can be used.
With enrollment on the rise at Iowa State, the university is looking for ways to accommodate every student. With that being the case, there may be some changes coming to the Memorial Union in the near future. The university is looking into possibly expanding the dining seating capacity, kitchen space, and considering a 4th level addition to the northeast side of the Memorial Union. A study is being performed to review the MU to see how the building can be improved to fit students' needs. Once it is completed in May, the study will be taken to the university administration for recommendations.
Mary Greeley Medical Center served as a wedding chapel last week as it hosted an impromptu ceremony on Wednesday. Tiffany Mediaris was to wed her fiancé Cody on March 16. Tiffany's grandfather Charlie had flown in from California to walk her down the aisle. After rehearsal the night before the big day, he was rushed to the Mary Greeley after feeling short of breath. The medical staff found out there was fluid around Charlie's heart and that he wouldn't be released in time for Tiffany's wedding. So, with the help of staff, the wedding was moved to Mary Greeley, with 50 guests in attendance. In an interview with the Ames Tribune, Tiffany said the wedding was emotional and something she will never forget.
U.S. News and World Report released its list of national graduate school rankings last week, and several Iowa State programs made the top 100 list. Of the most notable program on the list was Iowa State's Agriculture and Biosystems Engineering program, which was ranked second overall. The data for this ranking comes from surveys of more than 1,900 programs. Other highly ranked Iowa State grad programs on the list include Aerospace Engineering and Industrial Systems Engineering, both ranked in the top 30. And now we're joined here by Rachel Given at the desk. Rachel, how's men's basketball doing?
Well, the men's basketball team added another Sweet 16 berth to the program's history, and the softball team is coming home tomorrow for their first home meet. I'll have more after the break. Welcome back to Newswatch, Cyclone fans. The Iowa State women's gymnastics team traveled to Frisco, Texas this past weekend to compete in the Big 12 championships. The team competed against number 1 Oklahoma, number 10 Denver, and West Virginia. Sophomore Haley Young tied for third place on the floor event and earned an almost perfect 9.9 for her routine. Freshman Megan Sievers earned the team's highest score on the vault with a score of 9.875. The team managed to move to third place after 2 rounds, but couldn't keep the momentum and took fourth place for the day. Spring sports in the Midwest can get tricky to play outside for the season, but the Iowa State softball team will play their first home game of the 2016 season tomorrow after 5 straight weeks on the road. The Cyclones will take on number 24 Nebraska Huskers at the Cyclone Sports Complex. First pitch is scheduled for 2 in the afternoon and admission is free. Louisiana State University freshman Ben Simmons made a major announcement yesterday. The 6'10" forward stated he was dropped out of all of his classes at the university, hired an agent, and will declare for the NBA draft officially. Reports show Simmons plans to hire LeBron James's agent, Rich Paul. Simmons is also expected to be the number 1 pick in the draft come June. The Tigers went 19-14 for the season and did not receive a bid for the NCAA tournament. The 19-year-old averaged 19.2 points and 11.8 rebounds per game. There have been many major upsets in the NCAA March Madness tournament this year, but the Cyclones aren't looking past any competitors. Iowa State took an early lead in the second round game against University of Arkansas Little Rock and managed to keep it throughout, winning the game 78-61. Senior George Niang finished with 28 points and moved to second place in the Iowa State's all-time scorers list. The Cyclones compete against number 1 seed Virginia on Friday at the United Center in Chicago. Tip-off is scheduled for 6:10 Central Time. And that's a wrap for Cyclone Sports. Brandon, how's the week looking for weather?
Well, it's going to get interesting out there. We saw temperatures in the 60s today despite that cloud cover we had today, but that is all going to change. We'll have more coming up after the break. And welcome back to Newswatch. I'm meteorologist Brandon Libby. We're still pretty mild out there with temperatures in the lower 60s down to the south, still 61 in Des Moines, mid-50s elsewhere with 54 in Ames. We're still at this hour hanging on to that cloud cover as we saw for much of the day. Still a few stray showers up to the north along the Minnesota border, but we will hold on to those clouds as we go on through the night, as well as rain entering the forecast in the morning, right around 5 in the morning. Now notice the snow up in portions of Minnesota. That's very heavy snow of amounts 1 to 2 inches an hour. And now as that low progresses on, we'll see thunderstorm chances actually for the central portion of the state. That's what you see here in the yellow and the red here. We'll have that chance for much of the south and central portion of the state with snow continuing to the north along, spanning from Green Bay all the way to just west of Omaha. And that snow will begin to move into the central portion of the state Thursday morning. Now, by the time this is all said and done, we'll probably end up with about an inch of snow here in Ames, with amounts getting up to 12 plus inches in the pink area you see here. That's a winter storm warning lasting until Thursday afternoon. Again, anywhere from 6 to 12 inches, maybe 14 locally. The blue here is a winter storm watch. They're still trying to decide whether that ice will affect them more as it transitions from rain to ice to snow. But they should end up with a winter weather advisory. That's what that brown here is for ice amounts as well as snow for up to 4 inches. So very active for late March for snow. But tonight we will hang on to mild temperatures, 44 in Marshalltown, 51 in Ottumwa, and 49 in Des Moines. Tonight here in Ames we'll get down to 46 with mostly cloudy skies. That rain will move in around 5 in the morning, and we'll see that southeast wind at 5 to 11 miles per hour. Now tomorrow, it's going to be an interesting day because we see temperatures starting off in the upper 40s, 48 in Marshalltown, 42 in Waterloo, but that temperature will be dropping as that low begins to move into the state. We'll see dropping temperatures throughout the day. Now tomorrow, 48 degrees in Ames. Again, that rain will begin to move in the morning and last throughout most of the day, even seeing some thunderstorms in the afternoon with gusts up to 28 miles an hour. It'll be a breezy one with east-northeast winds 11 to 20 miles an hour. Now, as we look at the rest of the week, we do have that rain again on Wednesday. Thursday, that snow will move out probably in the mid-afternoon or so. Again, only 1 inch expected with that, with a high of 37 degrees. Friday, we begin to clear out, but then we do get another chance of rain as another system begins to move through. 50 degrees for your high there. Now, Saturday, we'll see mostly cloudy skies with rain chances throughout the day. 47, but then we do begin to clear off with temperatures in the mid-50s to begin your week. We'll send it to break. We'll have more after this.
What used to be something that you could only see in the movies is now coming to life. Human-like robots are making their way into 2016 with lifelike skin and over 60 facial expressions. Created by Dr. David Hansen, Sophia can speak, develop relationships with people, recognize faces, and make direct eye contact. Hansen says it is his goal to have Sophia be as conscious, creative, and capable as any human. Hansen's team also plans on having these human-like robots to serve in positions such as education, therapy, healthcare, and customer service applications.
Most NBA fans would assume that the league's biggest stars are too busy during the season to worry about how their social media accounts are doing. Well, for LeBron James, Twitter stays pretty important. Used to keep up with his fans and fellow players, James made Twitter headlines as he unfollowed his own team's account on Monday. Many fans speculated that this was a sign that the King would not be returning to his hometown, but according to sources close to the four-time MVP, this move is strictly to keep his focus on the upcoming NBA playoffs.
12 celebrities and their pro partners hit the dance floor Monday night on the season 22nd premiere of Dancing with the Stars. The celebrities include stars of music, media, television, and sports, all vying for the coveted Dancing with the Stars prize, the glittering mirror ball trophy. NFL stars Von Miller and Antonio Brown highlighted the sports cast, while Ginger Z and Ronaldo Herrera carried the large variety of entertainers. Catch these stars at 7 every Monday night on NBC. And that's all we have for this edition of Newswatch.
Come back Thursday night for more cyclone news, weather, and sports.
From ISU TV, thanks for watching and have a great night, Ames.